by the time a child graduates high school, they spend close to 15 to 20,000 hours at school. So with their peers and with their teachers. And we look at it, very much as one of the pillars, school, family, and faith. And so we are teaching this at home, and we wanted them to experience something where that would be those bedrock issues and values would be reinforced at school. And so knowing that our girls are coming to school and they're being taught biblical principles and they're being taught the word and their teachers are praying over them. I mean, there's no number financially you can really put on that as a believer. And knowing that their teachers are reinforcing what we're teaching at home is, it doesn't prevent anything, but it certainly helps to really hopefully build them up in the word, and hopefully one day when they come to that age of accepting Christ, that we're putting as many tools in their hands as possible.
I had some, again, how you kind of see the world, and for me, I was raised by, my mother was a public educator, my dad was a principal, and public schools are great, and just seeing some things as we've kind of navigated through this and the time period of everything, and like Heather said about the direction for where currently girls were, and that that just seemed like a great fit. That I'm more of a skeptic from the outside of and not it's not fair to any private Christian public education or non-Christian public education, just in general, where the perception would be, well, you just dump your kids off there and let them be trained up, right? And so I think it's more about, from my perspective, and then we discussed, is being able to, have that dialogue and relationship with their own kids, and then send them out into the world of being a light and being the things that we believe in with biblical principles and values and things. And so, I was a little bit more slow to come around. My wife is very persistent in the most endearing way, and
I am the helpmate, so I'm helping him.
So
come to the right conclusion.
So men are a little slow sometimes, and but it was a good. We had some hard conversations at times because of these are big decisions, and there's obviously a financial tie to it, which is her point. There's things you invest in that you care about, and it was pretty clear to me that we kind of typically do a Friday night pizza night, and we were sitting around eating pizza, and the girls were really excited.
But they were singing a song they had learned in chapel, and there were dance movements they had learned from Miss Tucker, and just seeing that kingdom influence. And we're not naive that we think, our kids are in Christian school, they're not going to be exposed to bad things or exposed to sin or make wrong choices. That's definitely not the perspective we're coming from. But I think as parents, we do feel a little more at ease knowing that their teachers are praying for them. There's like-mindedness, and you just can't put a dollar sign on that as believers. So to us, it's really an investment. And I don't think we'll get, if they stay at Concord till they graduate high school, that we'll look back and go, we regret that.
I saw it the first day that, not ideal any time to kind of switch mid-year. But our kids are kind of young enough, they can kind of bounce back a little quicker. And I remember our first day, just the intentionality behind the teachers and the schools of where they had been anticipating them, right? And so they were, I know just seeing our girls who were real hesitant coming in, a little timid, they saw their name on this thing and the name on their desk, and the teachers, we've been waiting for you. So I think that put them at ease. And the fact that she had to go out of town, unfortunately, for a funeral that afternoon after we dropped them off. And so I picked them up, and I was like, well, girls, what'd you think? And they're like, we loved it. So that was a blessing, just knowing that you could tell they were just kind of hit the ground running. So.
And if I could just, if someone were considering, why should I send my kid to, if you're a believer in Christ, I think no matter where really your kids fall, and as far as K through 12, I think we would be remiss if we didn't look at what is going on in culture and how that trickles down into our public education school system. Like Brett was saying, I'm too an Atlanta public school educated kid, and so, but public education and the way it's going, I feel like is not what it was when we were growing up. And there's just other topics and issues I feel like that are being infused into public education that it could be of the detriment to a child, right? Because their brains are so formative, they're still learning. So I think you have to look at it, if you're looking from a financial perspective, that this is an investment, but not one you'll ever regret. And so it's not always an easy jump. Some people make that decision very like, oh yeah, obvious. Some take it longer, but I think if you look at all of the elements from, from a financial, from a kingdom mindset, because as Christians, we are called to make disciples of many nations, and that first nation is in our own home. And so why not partner with schools? Because we partner with our churches to help raise up our kids, right? It does genuinely take a village. It starts with us, but I think if we want our children to know Christ, then we have to give them as many tools as possible.